Welcome back to the Tony Styles Show. I am the illustrious Tony Styles, except no substitutes. Be sure to check out Midwest Liberty Fest in Omaha, Nebraska, my hometown. We have an amazing lineup of people. We will have Gigi Bowman, Gary Franchi, Chris Cantwell, Amanda Billy Rock, Kristen Megan, Danny Panzella, just to name a few. N.A. Poe and Mike Salvi, my boys from out in Philly, will be hosting the event. Out there in Omaha, Nebraska. You're going to want to check it out. Jordan Page and others doing some music. Tony Styles, the official sponsor of Midwest Liberty Fest. This is the biggest gathering of liberty-minded people within probably about a 500-mile radius of Omaha all year. Tickets are on sale now at eventbrite.com. You can also check it out on Facebook. Before the break, I promised a solution to the gun control issue. Once again, we have an issue. Some idiot goes on a shooting spree and the whole world stops to talk about gun control. This happens consistently, twice a year. It really does. Think about it. People say it's more and more frequent. It's been more frequent now than it has ever been. Now, the ignorant people in this country believe it's because guns have changed since the Constitution was written. These same ignorant people think that the Second Amendment should be dropped because it doesn't pertain to the current weaponry available today. This is not true. They say things like, the right to bear arms is talking about muskets. Newer guns can be loaded and shot faster. That's the same thing as saying the freedom of speech is talking about printing presses, and all other freedom of speech should be banned unless it takes 2 days to print. Think about that. That's true. Our issues aren't because of new guns. That's not it. Yeah, they shoot faster. They hold more ammo. The problem is personal responsibility, though. The reason school shootings and mass shootings happen isn't because technology or access to guns. They are happening more frequently because of the lack of responsibility. Personal responsibility is important. Now, I'm not talking about being responsible for your actions or having a conscience, although yes, you should always be responsible and have a conscience. I'm talking about the false narrative fed to you through the mainstream media that government knows best. I'm from Nebraska. Back home in Nebraska, we have small towns and farming communities. Everybody owns at least one gun. Yet, there's little or no gun violence. Why do you think this is? Is it because people don't get angry? Is it because of morals? Or is it because these families take the time to educate their children about gun safety and responsibility? I know for a fact it's the latter. Government thinks that gun classes and waiting periods are the solution. Some think that banning all guns, altogether, all guns, is the solution. They're wrong. Personal responsibility is the solution. Teach your kids to respect guns. Own a gun or take a class with your kids. If you've never been taught how to use a gun, you should get educated instead of being ignorant. Ignorant people think the government should take control. This is not only un-American, it's lazy. Lazy. Schools teach kids about safe sex and hand them condoms, but neglect the fact that gun violence is on the rise. It's the government who has increased gun violence by making guns less accessible to non-criminals and force-feeding the idea that they'll take care of all your problems. The government doesn't want you to believe in personal responsibility. They want you to believe they have the answer and will make you increasingly more dependent upon them because of it. That's their whole goal. They want you to be more dependent on them. This is the truth. And of course, if you disagree with me, you can always call me. Telephone number is 1-888-550-TONY. That's 888-550-8669. I love when people disagree with me. Or you can call me and, do like a lot of people do and propose marriage or, say whatever. A lot of bouquets being tossed, I won't lie. But there are a lot of people that do just like to get ugly with me, and I enjoy those too. And you have every right to do that, just like I have a right to own a gun. As always, the show must come to an end. Next week, our guests will be author Dr. Carl Hart and Professor Griff from Public Enemy. I'd like to thank the troops at home and abroad, active and retired. I'd like to give 2 middle fingers way up to the military-industrial complex. One last thing before I go. I left that in Omaha. Big love wishes, soft hand dreams. I'm out.
Whoa, blindsided by the Ron Paul question. Where'd that come from?